Under the patronage of the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and in the presence of the First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, and the President of the International Aquatics Federation, Director General of the Olympic Council of Asia, Dr. Hussein Ali Al Musallam, the opening ceremony of the World High Diving Cup was held, which was organized by the Olympic Committee in cooperation with the Bahrain Aquatics Federation in Bahrain Harbour. The ceremony was attended by a number of their highnesses, ministers, members of the diplomatic corps, heads and representatives of sports federations, senior officials and guests. On this occasion, His Highness Sheikh Khalid expressed his sincere thanks and gratitude to His Highness Sheikh Nasser for his generous patronage of this event. He also thanked the Bahrain Aquatic Federation, headed by Dr. Al Musallam, for their confidence in the Kingdom of Bahrain to host this championship for the first time. His Highness stressed that Bahrain's hosting of this event is an extension of the efforts made by the Olympic Committee in organizing major sports championships, including high diving, which is one of the most important and popular sports, with the aim of promoting sports tourism, contributing to the development of the national economy, and enhancing Bahrain's position as a distinguished destination for the largest sports championships in the world. His Highness praised the expressive segments included in the opening ceremony that told the history or the story of Bahrain and its deep connection to the sea, hailing the efforts of the Olympic Committee and all the committees working in organizing this event, wishing all participants success. The opening ceremony began with the playing of the national anthem, followed by a speech by the Secretary General of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, Faris Mustafa Al-Kuhiji.
مساء الخير من البحرين، وبالتحديد من وسط بحرها، بلاد اللي هي اسم على مسمى، مو بحر واحد، بحرين. يعني اللي يعيش على أرضها أكيد متعلق ببحرها، اللي منه ابتدينا وعشنا وتربينا. قصتنا مع البحر ابتدت من عمر، نحبه ويحبنا، نعرف له ويعرفنا زين، ومنه تجارتنا ابتدت، وللباب اللي وراي وصلت، باب البحرين. بنوها جدادنا على حافة الماء، وكان هو بوابتنا لكل العالم. لحظة، قبل كل شيء خل أقول لكم من أنا، بس مو من هني، من داخل البحر. طول عمري كنت أحب البحر وأحب أكتشفه أكثر. يدي كان كله يقول لي بحرنا مو مثل أي بحر، هذه بحر من التاريخ والقصص والبطولات.
كبرت وتم البحر صديقي المقرب، وفي كل قفزة أقفزها داخل كان شعوري مختلف ما يشبه اللي قبله. اللي عرفته مع الوقت إن كل ما علت قفزتك قدرت تدخل في العمق أكثر، وتنفتح لك عوالم جديدة، وتشوف أسرار هالبحر وجماله، وتلامس خطوات أجدادنا وتستشعر قصصهم. ومن يومها صار القفز شغفي، وكنت أتحدى نفسي في كل قفزة، وكل ما تعلى قفزتي طموحي يعلى أكثر، وكل عمق أوصل له يشدني إني أشوف العمق اللي بعده. إحنا في بلد يعشق الذهب، تربينا إن طموحنا ما له حد، وعزيمتنا ما يوقفها شيء، وبيننا قدوات ما تعرف المستحيل، بالإصرار والمثابرة خلونا في الصدارة. والحين بتحدى نفسي أكثر وبقفز معاكم من هالارتفاع. بس خلني أقول لكم شغلة، ترى اليوم مو يوم عادي، اليوم بقفز في بحر بيستقبل في أعماقه العالم كله. فأهلا بكم في البحرين، الوطن اللي يكبر بإنجازه وناسه. Welcome to Bahrain, the land of two seas.
هذا الوطن يزهر بعزمه وباسه، هذا الوطن يكبر بإنجازه وناسه. هذا الوطن يزهر بعزمه وباسه، هذا الوطن يكبر بإنجازه وناسه. هذا الوطن من حب متفائل وحالم، منه السلام يعم للناس والعالم. هذا الوطن من حب متفائل وحالم، منه السلام يعم للناس والعالم. يا مرحبا فيكم وكانكم في العين، انتم لكناقة وتغنت البحرين. يا مرحبا فيكم وكانكم في العين، انتم لكناقة وتغنت البحرين. يا مرحبا واهلا، حي الله الغالي في دانة الدنيا بلادنا البحرين. يا مرحبا واهلا، حي الله الغالي في دانة الدنيا بلادنا البحرين. هذا الوطن من حب متفائل وحالم، منه السلام يعم للناس والعالم. هذا الوطن من حب متفائل وحالم، منه السلام يعم للناس والعالم. يا مرحبا فيكم وكانكم في العين، انتم لكناقة وتغنت البحرين. فيكم في العين وتغنت البحرين.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2024 High Diving World Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Kingdom of Bahrain. Now, we will enjoy a diving performance by the Colombian high diver, Maria Paula Cantero. Thank you very much, Maria. That was amazing, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have another diving performance, but this time from the Colombian high diver, Miguel Garcia Celes.
Mr. Kohiji thanked the leadership for their unlimited support for the sports movement, as well as appreciating the generous care of His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa and the support of His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa. He also praised the rapid growth of sports after the achievement in the Paris 24 Olympics and the interest of His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa in working from now for the Los Angeles Olympics in a way that contributes to enhancing future gains, extending his thanks to all ministries, government bodies and private sector institutions for their support. This was followed by a speech by the President of the International Federation, Dr. Hussein Al-Musallam, where he thanked Bahrain for its hosting and organization, stressing the importance of this championship in qualifying for the World Aquatics Games in Singapore 25, wishing all participants success. The ceremony witnessed a film about Bahrain's relationship with the sea and diving, followed by a dramatic artistic tableau on the beach of Bahrain Harbour, telling the story of a young boy boy who grows up and becomes addicted to swimming amidst the encouragement of his family. He takes it upon himself to overcome his fear, taking his father and grandfathers as role models in daring and challenging difficulties, jumping from the platform amidst the applause of the audience. The ceremony concluded with the entry of jet skis. Then, His Highness Sheikh Khaled bin Hamad Al Khalifa honored all the supporting and sponsoring companies in appreciation of their contributions to the success of this event. You can follow the activities of the World High Diving Championship on Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Bahrain Sports Channel.
The Kingdom of Bahrain is hosting the High Diving World Cup under the patronage of the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, with the patronage and support of the First Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority, and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khaled bin Hamad Al Khalifa. The High Diving World Cup is the International Aquatics Federation's event, with around 40 divers competing to qualify for the 2025 Singapore Aquatic Games. The Bahrain Olympic Committee, in cooperation with the International Aquatics Federation, prepared at the highest levels and according to high international standards in order to make this global forum a success and for the participants and attendees to live a unique competitive sporting experience.
The High Diving World Cup kicked off in the Kingdom of Bahrain and will continue until Sunday with the participation of 40 divers representing 16 countries. The participants are competing for the qualification card for the 2025 Singapore Aquatic Games, and this event is held for the first time in Bahrain and is organized by the Bahrain Olympic Committee in cooperation with the Bahrain Aquatics Federation and in partnership with GFH. A number of participating divers in the High Dive World Cup expressed their pleasure in participating in this event and in visiting the Kingdom of Bahrain, praising the remarkable organization by the Bahrain Olympic Committee.
Okay, this event in Bahrain is very nice. I love here, I love the platform, I love the view, I love the culture of Bahrain. I'm very glad of this because it's also a qualification for World Championship next year. And I'm glad also because I can see parts of the world like Bahrain that are amazing and unique.
This World Cup is exciting. There's the best in the world here in Bahrain, and we're fighting each other for those top podium spots. And my goals are really to do 4 good dives out of 4. And I did it in the last event. I won the last event this summer, so I really want to keep that momentum going and see how I can do here in Bahrain. And it's amazing. It turned out great. The platforms are great. The view is gorgeous. I could dive here forever, but the organization is lovely and the people are wonderful. Everyone here is so supportive of the athletes having the best experience, and you can feel that.
My goal is really just to take the event one dive at a time. I'm trying to do each dive to the best of my ability, stay within myself, try not to compare myself to other divers, but if I can do 4 good dives for me, I will see where I end up, and hopefully that's on the podium.
And we're now joined over the phone by the Secretary General of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, Mr. Faris Mustafa Al-Kuhaiji. Hello, Mr. Faris. Can you please tell us how the opening ceremony contributed to conveying the image of Bahrain's history and its association with the sea and water sports.
Hi. Well, I believe it's quite critical, to have an opening ceremony for any World Cup or World Championships event. I mean, to have an opening ceremony that's also not too long or too short, just right at the sweet spot. I mean, first of all, having an opening ceremony, it creates a lot of buzz around the actual competition. So a lot of people knew that we have a World Cup, a high diving event today and tomorrow. Now, of course, since it is the World Diving Cup 2024, we need to put some element of some Bahraini flavor to it. So that's why we saw the Bab al-Bahrain, the Door of Bahrain, which is very well known. And in Bahrain's history, it's known that we were very good free divers. We used to, just without any oxygen tank or anything, go dive into the sea and search for pearls. So it is within Bahraini's culture to dive. Now, is it within our culture to dive from 27 meters? I would not say yes. However, diving is. So, but now that we have seen such as this, the local talent is highly motivated. We actually had a good number of people asking us if they could jump from the 20 or 27 meters.
Okay, and how does this organization of this competition contribute to establishing Bahrain's status and its role in promoting sports tourism and also the development of the national economy?
Well, I think, it is let's say, money very well spent in a way that any footage is taken. It's the Bahrain, skyline view. The Bahrain World Trade Center is a very uniquely designed building, the Bahrain Four Seasons, and of course, the financial harbor and the Villamar buildings. So it's beautiful that when the athletes are sharing, anyone is sharing this photo, it is showing Bahrain's beautiful skyline versus competitions that are sometimes always held indoor. This way, we're actually always promoting the country, which is why also you see in the tower, we put the Bahrain flag. So if anybody sees it, they're not going to mistake it for any other city, like Singapore or any other city. They're like, oh, this is in Bahrain. So it fits perfectly with sports tourism. We're doing, participating in high-level sports and promoting the country itself.
Interesting. Secretary General of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, Faris Mustafa Al-Kuhiji, thank you very much for joining us. Well, the High Diving World Cup in the Kingdom of Bahrain witnessed an active participation and audience interaction during the start of the championship, which was distinguished by its unique location and organization that won the admiration of the attendees from different countries. We have more in this report.
With an enthusiastic atmosphere and wide international participation, the High Diving World Cup kicked off in the Kingdom of Bahrain, with the participation of 40 divers from 16 countries in a panoramic scene that highlighted the kingdom's landmarks that drew the attention of the audience and an atmosphere of joy and entertainment that was enjoyed by the audience.
It's a great honor to be here today at this beautiful event that is, one more important sporting event that Bahrain hosts and that Bahrain participates in. It is amazing for me to see how Bahrain, with its size, is shining internationally with sports events under the leadership of especially His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad.
The hosting of this championship in the kingdom reflected the great development of Bahrain in sports, which qualified it to organize one of the most prominent international competitions, which puts it in an advanced position globally in the field of hosting water sports.
Yeah, today I think shows. I mean, apart from just being a very impressive event, just jumping from these heights, it will show the world the beauty of modern Bahrain by the sea with this modern building. So I think congratulations on a great event.
The Bahrain Olympic Committee, in cooperation with the Bahrain Aquatics Federation and a number of supporting entities, worked together to ensure the success of this edition of the championship in a unique and distinguished Bahraini style.
And now to elaborate on this remarkable event, we're joined in the studio by the Executive Director of Operations at the Bahrain Olympic Committee, Mr. Ahmed Mohammed Abd al-Ghaffar. Welcome, Mr. Ahmed. Can you tell us what the objectives of this high diving World Cup are and what does it represent?
First of all, this is the first leg of the World Aquatics World Cup qualification process for the athletes to qualify to the World Championships happening in Singapore in 2025. But the greater goal is Bahrain is aspiring to be the regional center of excellence for aquatics in the Middle East. So this is to promote aquatics and to promote Bahrain as a sports tourism industry as well.
Okay, can you talk us through this organization and the role of the Bahrain Olympic Committee in here?
Well, the organization process started, over a year ago. We established all the committees necessary, cooperated with all the governmental authorities needed to have their approvals in order to conduct this event. We work closely with World Aquatics to ensure that we have the right parameters to conduct successfully this event, and it highlighted many elements that we wanted to pursue in the Kingdom of Bahrain, which is our two seas, the water, our heritage to the water as well, and to promote the future of aquatics in Bahrain.
Very interesting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That was the Director of Operations at the Bahrain Olympic Committee, Mr. Ahmed Mohammed Abd al-Ghaffar. Now, the Kingdom of Bahrain commemorates the International Day of Peace and the 25th anniversary of the UN General Assembly's adoption of the Declaration and Programme of Action on the Culture of Peace under the theme Cultivating a Culture of Peace. On this occasion, Bahrain highlights its significant initiatives aimed at fostering international peace and security, as well as promoting coexistence, tolerance and openness among diverse peoples without discrimination. Bahrain reaffirms its commitment to further fostering strategic and effective partnerships aimed at strengthening peace and security. Bahrain strives to maintain friendly, balanced relations with countries worldwide based on principles of peace, good neighborliness, and mutual respect. The kingdom advocates for non-interference in other nations' affairs, peaceful conflict resolution, and the elimination of weapons of mass destruction globally. The Speaker of the Council of Representatives, Ahmed bin Salman Al Musallam, commended His Majesty the King's initiatives in promoting a culture of peace, coexistence and tolerance on the International Day of Peace. He also acknowledged the support of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister in further enhancing Bahrain's role in promoting peace through various international projects. Al Musallam said that the values of peace are fundamental to Bahrain's identity, enshrined in the National Action Charter and the Constitution, and highlighted the commitment of both legislative and executive authorities to showcase quality initiatives that promote peace. And the chairman of the Shura Council, Ali bin Salah Al Salah, emphasized that under His Majesty the King's wise vision, Bahrain exemplifies human values through cooperation and solidarity among peoples. On the International Day of Peace, he highlighted the King's commitment to peace and dialogue among religions, reflecting a civilizational approach rooted in strategic thought. Al-Salah affirmed that Bahrain's royal support for dialogue reinforces its influential role in promoting peace as a key strategy for national and international development. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Abdulatif bin Rashid Al Zayani, commended His Majesty the King's initiatives that foster a culture of peace, dialogue and international understanding. He highlighted Bahrain's commitment to comprehensive and sustainable solutions for regional and international conflicts, emphasizing the royal vision that guides Bahrain's diplomatic efforts. Dr. Zayani expressed pride in the government's direction under His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister, which prioritizes mediation, preventive diplomacy and multilateral cooperation to establish lasting peace in the Middle East and beyond. He urged the international community to actively support His Majesty the King's initiatives, particularly those endorsed during the Bahrain summit regarding an international peace conference to address the Palestinian cause based on a two-state solution. He reaffirmed that Bahrain's foreign policy is based on peace, tolerance and humanity, reflecting its commitment to these principles as foundational elements of the National Human Rights Plan 2022-26. The Speaker of the Arab Parliament, Adel bin Abdurrahman Al Asumi, commended His Majesty the King's efforts to foster a culture of peace in Bahrain, establishing it as an oasis of peace and peaceful coexistence. He praised the government's initiatives led by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Prime Minister, aimed at promoting peace and contributing to sustainable development goals. Al Asumi highlighted Bahrain's significant achievements in supporting global peace through the King's lofty initiatives. Under the patronage of Her Highness Sheikha Sabiq Sheikha Hissa bint Khalifa Al Khalifa, Injaz Bahrain held its 2024 annual recognition ceremony celebrating the contributions of partners and volunteers. The event, sponsored by Babco Refining Company, Ibrahim Khalil Kalo and Temkeen, honored over 350 individuals and organizations for their significant impact on the organization's programs. Her Highness emphasized the importance of these contributions, noting that the ceremony is a celebration of the continued support of the partners and volunteers. She appreciated the efforts and support from both individuals and companies that have contributed to our success, she said. Among those recognized were 29 corporate sponsors, 5 members of the Injaz Bahrain Toastmasters Club, and 285 volunteers who have played a crucial role in empowering Bahrain's youth and fostering community development. The committee of Her Royal Highness Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa Award for the Advancement of Bahraini Women held its first meeting for the 8th cycle 2024-26 under the chairmanship of the Secretary General of the Supreme Council for Women, Lulwa Al-Awadi, at the Council's headquarters. Al-Awadi welcomed new committee members and provided an overview of the award's development and its national impact. The committee reviewed its terms of reference, which include proposing criteria for nominees, recommending awardness to the SCW President, and overseeing the nomination process in line with Royal Decree 17 of 2019, which expanded the awards categories. The meeting also discussed eligibility criteria for nominees and emphasized the importance of reviewing participation forms to ensure they align with the award's objectives, which aim to monitor and promote the progress of Bahraini women in various fields. The Parliamentary Network of Women Parliamentarians in Africa and the Arab world, represented by the second Deputy Speaker of the Shura Council, Dr. Jihad Abdullah Al Fadel, and the President of the Eurasian Women's Forum, Galina Karilova, signed a memorandum of cooperation during the 4th Eurasian Parliamentary Women's Forum in St. Petersburg in Russia. This agreement aims to enhance collaboration in supporting women by creating mechanisms for joint initiatives, promoting women's political participation, and increasing their representation in legislative bodies. The memorandum outlines plans for organizing events focused on women's issues and exchanging knowledge and best practices related to women's empowerment. It also includes the implementation of joint awareness and training programs designed to develop women's political leadership skills and enhance their professional capabilities. Ambassador Abdullah Abdulatif Abdullah presented his credentials as permanent representative of the Kingdom of Bahrain to the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, or UNIDO, to its Deputy Director General and Director of the Technical Cooperation and Sustainable Industrial Development Department, Seung Zhu, at the organization's headquarters at the Vienna International Center. During the accreditation ceremony, the permanent representative emphasized the importance of cooperation and strategic partnership between Bahrain and UNIDO, commending UNIDO's remarkable efforts of the Investment and Technology Promotion Office in Bahrain to strengthen the industrial base in the kingdom in order to achieve common development goals. Seung Zhu welcomed the ambassador, expressing his wishes for success in his new duties, praising Bahrain's continuous support for the organization's initiatives and programs, most importantly, the International Forum for Entrepreneurs and Investment, which achieved great success in its 5th edition in Bahrain in conjunction with the 33rd Arab Summit, stressing his aspiration for further cooperation and partnership with Bahrain. And now, before we end the bulletin, let's take a look at the latest sustainable development news in this report.
The ozone layer is a fragile shield in the Earth's atmosphere that absorbs harmful ultraviolet radiation and protects life on the planet. September 16 is designated as International Ozone Day to commemorate the 1987 Montreal Protocol, which aims to phase out ozone-depleting materials. This year, under the theme, the Montreal Protocol Advancing Climate Action, Bahrain and the global community celebrate the protocol's role in ozone recovery and climate change reduction, mainly through the Kigali Amendment, which reduces HFCs and enhances refrigeration efficiency. Bahrain is actively involved in global ozone production by ratifying international agreements such as the Vienna Convention. The kingdom also implemented regulations to ban ozone-depleting materials and is implementing projects to help sectors gradually eliminate these materials, targeting a 73.5% reduction from baseline levels by next year. Additionally, Bahrain has launched training programs for refrigeration workers to further improve technical practices in line with international standards.